Hi everyone, this is me Narayan Swar and going to discuss some of the important information from North Carolina Comprehensive Annual Financial Reporting for the year 2019. I'm very grateful to have a state like North Carolina for my project which has beautiful weather, medium tax rate and moderate place to live. I'm preparing a short project which try to show and highlight its state's budget and financial statement using an comprehensive annual financial report cover for the year 2019 of North Carolina. Uh, as a student of Queens College, I try to give clear picture of North Carolina's financial position, its statistical overview, and some of the financial ratio for the last 3 years. As I am assigned the project, I have prepared project in different parts as follows. So, first part is basic information of cover. I am pleased to prepare and gather necessary information from the North Carolina Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. North Carolina's Comprehensive Annual Financial Report is prepared very well, which region North Carolina got Certificate of Achievement for Excellency in Fiscal Financial Reporting for its Comprehensive Annual Financial Report for the year in date to June 30, 2018, which is available in 2019. Letter of transmission discuss in depth of North Carolina's current economic condition and project outlook for 2019-20 and 2021. Uh, State gross product growth is between 2 to 3% for 2018 and 2019, and in the same range projected for 2020 and 21. Personal income growth is projected to decrease in 2021 about 1% because wages and salary growth rate also projected to decrease in 2021 by 1 to 2%. Unemployment rate and population growth rate remain constant around 1%, 4% and 1% respectively. In addition, it talks about long-term financial planning and major initiative where discuss about retiree health benefit, unfunded benefit, solvency reserve, enterprise research planning. It also discuss about relevant financial policy where discuss about saving reserve, state capital and infrastructure fund, project reserve, Hurricane Florence disaster recovery reserve, and debt affordability guidance. Um, for the year 2019, Beth A. Wood CPA State Auditor performed an audit of the cover and provided unqualified opinion. Population of the North Carolina is in increasing trend since 2010, and population of uh, 2019 is 10,497,000. Each year population has been increasing around 1% for last 10 years. There are so many reasons behind population increasing in the state such as moderate weather, low cost of living, moderate tax rate and job availability. Per capita income of the state is 48,393 as of 2019. It is also in increasing trend and has been increasing since 2010, mainly in the statistical section of the state's cover provide financial trend, revenue capacity, debt capacity, demographic and economic information, and operating information, which I am going to uh, explain in brief. Financial trend. The financial trend contain information to help the reader understand how the state financial performance has changed over the time. It provides information about state's net position by component, which is 54,411,000,000 and 94,000. Change in net position, which has negative balance, and 24,784,000. Fund balance of a government fund, which is 3,619,000,000 and 98,000. Change in fund balance of government fund, 2,169,000,000 and 273,000. Schedule of revenue by source, which has which is has 17 billion 916 million and 292,000. Revenue policy. uh, revenue capacity section contain information that affect that factor affecting the state ability to generate its individual income and sales tax, such as personal income by industry, individual income tax filer, and liability with rate, taxable sales by business group, and sales tax revenue payer by business corporation. Debt capacity presents the affordability of the state current level of outstanding debt and the state ability to issue additional debt in the future, which include ratio of outstanding by debt type, ratio of general bonded and similar debt outstanding, schedule of general obligation bond payable, schedule of special indebtedness debt, and pre-revenue coverage. Demographic and economic information provides state demographic and economic indicator for the reader, which include schedule of demographic data, principal, employers, fiscal year, and teacher and state employee by union, operating information. In con- it contains service and infrastructure data to let reader know how the information in the state financial reports relates to the service the state provide and the activity it performs, such as operating indicator by function, capital asset statistics by function, and 10-year claim development information. Uh, Now the part second, which I am going to analyze the state cover, where I am going to review statement of net position and provide some of the key information, where total assets is 122 billion 766 million and 176,000. Total deferred outflow of resource is 4 billion 632 million and 460,000. Total liability is 49 billion 300 million 987,000. Total deferred inflow of resource is 8 billion 226 million 366,000. Total net position is 69 billion 871 million and 283,000. Unrestricted net position, which has a negative balance, and 6 billion 574 million 134,000. Here net position has positive balance for 69 billion 871 million and 283,000. It is positive because total asset and total deferred outflow of resource is greater than total liability and total deferred inflow of resource, which can be calculated as total net position equal total assets plus total deferred outflow of resource minus total liability minus total deferred inflow of resource. In the next section, I'm going to review statement of activity of 2019, where I'm going to give some of the key indicator. Total expenses equal 69 billion 150 million and 25,000. Total primary government revenue equal 24 billion 797 million and 393,000. Total component unit revenue is equal to 17 billion 281 million 882,000. Total general revenue equal 32 billion 729 million and 644,000. Change in net position equal 5 billion 658 million and 894,000. And in the last section, I'm going to analyze some of the ratio, where So first I'm going to analyze financial position, which is calculated um, equal unrestricted net assets divided by expenses. Here unrestricted net assets is in decreasing trend, but total expenses is in increasing trend. Decreasing rate of unrestricted net assets is bigger than increasing rate of total expenses, which result financial position is in decreasing rate and considered bad indicator. Another ratio is liquidity, which can be calculated as change in net assets divided by net assets. Uh, Change in net assets is in decreasing trend, which is because of total expenses has been increasing trend since 2017. Total revenue is in increasing trend, which is good indicator for the state. Change in net assets is looks quite decreasing trend because of in 2017 and 18 change in net assets is 8% and 2019 is 6%. Net assets for 2019 is increased compared with 2018 and decreased compared with 17. In overall, it is not bad for the state because while increasing expenses, uh, revenue is also increasing, and net assets has not changed. Net assets has not changed that much, but better in 2019 compared with 18. Another ratio is financial performance ratio. So here cash, current investment and receivable is in increasing trend, which is good, but on the other hand current liability also increasing liability is now good indicator, but cash, current investment and receivable can balance it up. In overall liquidity, A by B is in decreasing trend, which is not a good indicator. Increasing current liability and decreasing current asset may cause shortage of current asset. And the last ratio is solvency ratio, which we calculate to assets divided by long-term liability divided by assets. Here amount of long-term liability is in increasing trend, but 17 and 18 it has increased big amount. Increasing liability is not good indicator. On the other hand, assets also is in increasing trend, but increasing rate of long-term liability is greater than assets. In conclusion, long-term liability is less than assets, means around 30%, which consider good indicator. Thank you so much.